Okay, welcome back. So if you're at this video, that means that you guys have watched probably the first one of my holiday series and the second one, which I made the lentils and tomatoes and coconut chutney. Now for this one, I'm gonna be making a deconstructed chicken biryani, where it's not really chicken, it's a Cornish hen, so it's pretty exciting. Now if you follow these steps thoroughly, and you can mix and match the spices if you guys don't really like adding too much chili powder or not. But what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you guys how to make a deconstructed biryani, and I'm gonna divide it into 3 or 4 different parts. The first part, what we're gonna be concentrating is on marinating this Cornish hen, and I like to marinate and leave it overnight. So for this one, what I did was last night I actually marinated it and then left it in the fridge, and I'm gonna cook it today. The second part what we're going to be doing is making the biryani rice itself. So it's the basmati rice. The third part, it's going to be making the gravy. So instead of having plain basmati rice surrounding the Cornish hen, we're going to actually add tomato and onion gravy with the whole masala powder and everything else, and add it onto the basmati rice. And well, I guess there's a fourth part, the garnishing. So for mine, it would be like fried onions and a little bit of cashews. Although I'm not a huge fan of adding cashews in my biryani, I'll just add some. Before we get started, I don't know who else is in the holiday spirit. I am super excited this year for holidays because it's been a weird year, and I'm actually looking forward to the holidays. Hopefully, not going anywhere, but home food. Hot chocolate. I don't know where you guys are watching this from, but it's snowing here, so it's pretty cold outside, and I'm just excited to have a cup of hot chocolate and watch movies. Now, to start off with, the marinating the Cornish hen. So, as you can see here, I don't know if you guys can, like the camera, it's weirdly angled. What I did was, in a blender, I added 4 chilies, half a ginger, then 4 garlic, and then I mixed it. I blended it well, and then I added 2 to 3 tablespoons of yogurt on top of that, and then I added all of these spices that I'm going to be listing: turmeric, garam masala, coriander powder, chili powder, and fennel powder. And then I mixed them all up, and then I just massaged it into the Cornish hen. You want to make sure you massage it really well. And then while I was massaging it, I added salt and a little bit of oil so that it sits in there well. I'm also going to be adding oil again before I put it into oven to bake. Just leave it in the fridge for a while, even if you're cooking just on the day of. I would like to leave it at least for 30 minutes in the fridge, just to hope that the spices and everything are soaking into it. So let's start with the basmati rice. I like to soak my basmati rice, just like in my last video. I like to soak everything beforehand. In some water, and I'm just gonna wash it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna cook it. So follow me up. I'm always worried if my rice is gonna stick, so I'm just gonna let it fan out on a plate. You wanna make sure you don't do it with like a spatula or anything, and just a fork so it doesn't smush. Now we're gonna start by chopping up the onions for the gravy and the tomatoes. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grind up about 3 chili, 3 garlic, and a piece of ginger. We're gonna blend it again, and we're gonna add it to the frying pan to make our gravy. Okay, so we're gonna be heating up the pan a little bit. I'm doing it on medium heat. I have the garlic, ginger, and chili paste that I was talking about. Not to worry if it is watery. Don't worry about that because it's going to stick to it or whatever. I'm gonna add the onion and tomatoes as well now. We're gonna start with the onions and we're gonna keep stirring it till it's like a little brown color. And once that's ready, like a golden brown color, we're gonna add the tomatoes in. Okay, so before it gets golden brown, I'm gonna start adding the spices here. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of fennel powder, 1/2 tablespoon of coriander powder, 1/4 for chili powder. I usually do a drizzle of garam masala, but as you can tell, this would be like a 1/4 teaspoon garam masala. Then, same thing, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder and salt. I usually start off with a little bit, so like 1/2 teaspoon, and then work myself out there. As you're mixing, if you see like it's too like grainy, what you want to do is add a little bit of water so that the spices do mix well. Okay, I've lowered the heat again before I add the tomatoes. Oof, okay. Don't worry about the size of the tomatoes because it's gonna go down. Okay, finally we're gonna add some chopped coriander. I know I didn't record that, but super simple, you know. And we're just gonna mix this in and let it cook on medium, low or medium. I'm just gonna bake it with the gravy a little bit before I stuff it in the Cornish hen and serve it off as biryani. I'm just doing a base layer first. And then rice next. Now that the biryani is cooked a little more with the gravy, I actually moved some off to another plate so that it's easier for me to stuff. So I'm going to start stuffing the hen. Also, at this time, I hope you guys started preheating the oven to 400. And after that, we're going to put this in for around an hour, let's say.